everybody and welcome. Today is actually a Monday and I have taken off today and tomorrow from work. It is the second week of February to focus on my winter creative projects. And I'm the kind of person who needs to be alone and in a calm ambiance to be able to think creatively and to find my motivation to create. And already this morning has given me sort of more energy and motivation to work on my creative projects. So I have a few things that I'd like to get to. I have many sewing projects that are floating around in my mind that I think I'd like to get to. I have one big sewing project that I'd like to start working on if I can. Cookies that will absolutely get made in these 2 days, and then I need to go fabric shopping for some projects for the springtime that are coming up very, very quickly. And so I was going to do the fabric shopping today, but today is a dreary, blustery, rainy, and cloudy day, and especially the rain is deterring me from going outside. So it's not supposed to rain tomorrow. It's supposed to be cloudy but not rainy, which I will be crossing my fingers because if I don't go today, I have to go tomorrow. And if you're new here, I live in the suburbs of Paris in France, and I have available to me some excellent fabric shops in the center of the city that I'd like to get to, and also my favorite haberdashery that is in my old neighborhood in Paris when I used to live in the city, and that is unbeatable in terms of quality and price. And so I always go there even though it's about an hour from where I live now. So we'll be going there tomorrow instead of today. But today I have a few projects I'd like to get to. So I have a Helen's Closet Elliott sweater in a white double knit fabric that I'd like to make. That's actually, if you're wondering if that's strange, because I'm actually wearing exactly that right now. This is the same pattern and in a white polyester knit fabric. And the reason I want to make it again in this second fabric is that this other fabric is a thicker, softer double knit fabric, and most importantly, it's made of mostly viscose fibers rather than polyester. And this polyester top doesn't hold in any heat. It does hold odors instead, and it's kind of almost transparent. Like it doesn't protect me from the winter cold, and so I usually end up wearing it with a thermal top underneath, like this one. And then I don't like the length of the sleeves. This is the original sleeve length, and as you can see, it hits above the elbow rather than at the elbow or after, and I prefer a 3/4 length sleeve versus above the elbow. I just think that sleeves that fall, or the hem falls in this sort of bicep area is not very flattering on me. I prefer longer, and so I'm going to lengthen them. I made a few other versions of this sweater the same way with the sleeve lengthened about 5 inches this fall, just a few months ago, and so I'd like to make this again because my white one is the most versatile and the one that I like wearing the most, and I think that's going to be great. And I've already cut it out, and so I'll be able to make that in just a few hours, not even, this morning. And then I was going to start working on my coat. So if you watched my winter plans video, you know that I want to make a Bella Loves Patterns Grace coat out of this wool fabric in this cornflower blue colorway. And it's lovely, but I've been experiencing a blockage getting started. I've already traced out the size I'm going to be making in the pattern, and I've cut out a mock-up version of the principal pieces I need to check for fit in a toile fabric. But I need to sew that up and check the fit, and then I need to start cutting this coat out, which is going to take hours, and especially I need to block fuse the pieces that'll need to be interfaced, such as the collar pieces and the facing of the coat, and that's going to take just hours and is my least favorite thing to do in any sewing project, which is why I do a coat every 2 years or so. And this one, it's been 3 years since I made a coat, and that's because I made my wedding dress 2 years ago, and I needed 2 years to recover from that. But I really don't want to. I have so many other projects that I have on my winter makes list that I wanted to get to this winter time, like the sweater that I want to make. And then there are other projects that I'd just rather get to because they're easier sews, such as this morning only, I had the inspiration because having this time and space and alone time just really gets my sewing motivation going, and I'd really, really like to make something out of this leftover knit fabric that I have from a Blackwood cardigan, Helen's Closet Blackwood cardigan that I made last springtime. I love this color and I love this fabric. This is the best quality double knit fabric that I've ever worked with. It's from Tissu ML, which is a fabric shop based in Germany, and it is mostly made of viscose, and it's just squishy and soft and lovely. And I think that this color really complements my coloring as well. And I have about 2 meters left, so I must have ordered 3 or 2.5 or 3 when I made the Blackwood cardigan. So I'd like to make a Heather Dress by Sew Over It in this, because the heather dress is one of my absolute winter and fall and springtime staples, basically cold weather. And I haven't made one yet this year. And I've made it in 2 other colorways in the same exact fabric in the past, last winter time, in black and in a light blue-gray. I don't really wear the light blue-gray version because it shows sweat, especially under the arms, really easily, and so I need to figure out a solution to that, and so I usually just wear it around the house. But the black one I wear all the time. It's super, super comfortable because this fabric is really, really stretchy, and Valentine's Day is coming up in just a few days, and so I think I'd like to make something pink. It's more, I'm so tired of how gray and dreary this season is, especially, I mean, I like the winter season because we usually get more sunlight and the days start to get longer and we get more clear, bright, and cold days than in the fall. In Paris, it just rains all the time. It rains, it's humid, it's gray, it's just, oh, I'm getting to a point where I just feel sad all the time. And so I want to work with bright, happy colors, okay? And so I'm going to work on this. I think I'll have enough to get a second project out of it as well. And so I'll be working on that instead, even though it absolutely was not part of my winter plans. But oh well, that's the way my motivation has gone, and I'd like to follow it. Because I haven't found this motivation in a long time. I haven't sewn in about 3 weeks because I've just been so busy. So yeah, I think I'll start on that and get to it. I feel very motivated. I hope you enjoy this video and the process, because this won't be more about finished makes, it'll be more about this winter crafting mini break and the process of making, and I hope you enjoy. So I am really happy with the way that this fits and the way it feels. I've been planning on making this for a very, very long time, and I'm really glad that I got to this. It's just so cozy, and my skin's really sensitive to things like mohair, so I think that this is the best kind of sweater knit for my skin, a viscose-based sweater knit, and so yeah, I will definitely be wearing this a lot, and it fits exactly how I wanted it to. So now I have a few things I'd like to get to today. I think today is going to be more of a cutting day. I think I'm going to cut out that Sew Over It heather dress, and then also I've decided on the Seamwork Astoria sweater out of that pink fabric. I have 5 new fabrics that I'd like to make new Sew Over It Edie tops in, because it's my favorite top to sleep in, and let me show you those fabrics. So here they are. As you can see, there are 3 different kinds of purple, and then pink and blue, and they are all from Tissu Amer, the same fabric shop where I got the pink fabric, and they're all really nice viscose jerseys, and so really soft and drapey, and I think that they're going to be really nice to sleep in, and so I'd like to cut those out as well. I don't have thread for most of them, especially the purple ones. I don't have any purple thread, which is strange. So that's what I need to pick up at the haberdashery tomorrow. But in the meantime, I'm going to be cutting those out, I think today. And before that, it's really coming down now, so I'm really happy that I did not go into the city today. But it's about 3:30 in the afternoon, and it's just about time for an afternoon snack. So I think I'm going to go put those cookies in the oven. So I prepared yesterday some cookie dough. It is my grandmother's recipe, and she called it the $1 million cookies, and it was my grandpa's favorite. And they're a simple sugar cookie, but they're a little bit drier than cookies that I've made before, and so I think that that's what makes them crumbly, and they have walnuts, and there's something about toasted baked walnut cookies that I just love. And I used to really love these too, and I haven't had them in a long time. Both my grandparents have passed away now, and so I miss her, I miss them, and I thought, yeah, that'd be a great cookie to make now. I'm gonna go shape the dough and then stick them in the oven and then get working on cutting out these projects. Alright, so unfortunately the cookies turned out to be no good. I'm not sure what I did, but I did try baking them a lot longer than the instructions said because they were coming out raw in the middle, and they were only browning on the outside and turning very hard on the outside, but staying very raw inside, and so I kept taste testing them and putting them back in the oven, and in the end I just gave up, and now I have a stomachache from eating raw cookie dough. I think perhaps there are some things like these cookies that are best kept in the past and in memory, because they were very good when my grandmother made them when I was a kid, but who knows, maybe it's me and the ingredients I used here in France as equivalents, and yeah. Anyway, so now I have a stomachache. It is late because I spent a lot of time trying to figure out these cookies. Not late, but it's about 5 o'clock, and as you can see, I have very little natural lighting left because it's gray and rainy and awful. And I think I'm going to clean up the kitchen and then rally and cut out at least one project, and that might be it for today. But tomorrow it's going to be much nicer out, and I think that fabric shopping in the city is going to be exactly what I need to get out of the house and see some really beautiful fabric, and I think it's going to be fun. Okay, so I'm just laying out the sew over at Heather dress now, and it is decided. I'm already having a hard time getting all of the pieces onto the remaining piece of fabric that I have, and so there will not be a second garment out of this fabric, which is fine. I wasn't really expecting to get 3 out of the same cut of fabric. I think I only got 2.5 or 2 meters. Anyway, the sun is trying to come out a little bit at this end of day. So that makes me happy, and I'm going to keep pinning this and then cut it out, and yeah, this color is making me happy. I have just finished cutting out the sew over Heather dress, and I don't know what I was thinking. There's no way I'm cutting out more projects today. It's getting late, I'm getting tired. I'm gonna start working on it now and sewing it, and then probably finish today's vlog there when my husband gets home and we have dinner together. And there won't be any more light anyway to show you anything. And I could keep cutting out projects, but the main reason I don't want to tonight is that there's no more natural lighting, and Oh, we'd missed out on seeing those colors on camera. The yellow, electric lighting that I have now is just not going to do them justice, and they're gorgeous colors. So I might have time when I get back from fabric shopping tomorrow to do it in the afternoon before the sun goes down. But hopefully. I do have plenty of projects to work on though, namely this dress that I just cut out and then the Grace coat that I should get to. And so yeah, I will get working on that and probably see you tomorrow morning when I take you along to go fabric shopping. So it's the next morning, and unfortunately there are no trains into the city this morning because there's been a really big accident. Someone's gotten really hurt, and so I hope they're doing okay. But for now, there's no way to get into the city this morning. My husband is upstairs working from home, so I'm being quieter because I always feel a little bit awkward speaking to an inanimate object while he's around. So I might go into the city later this afternoon, but we'll see. I'll stay here at least until lunch and then see what the situation is. But I have plenty of projects to work on here. This vlog is just taking different directions than I had planned, but that's life. And I was able to work on my heather dress last night, pretty late into the night, because whenever I'm on an easier project that I know pretty well, it always sews up much faster, and I'm motivated to keep sewing. So let me show you my progress. This is the body, and it's inside out. That's why you see all these lines here. I finished the princess lines, or the princess seams on the front and the back, and then I also finished the pocket section, which is the hardest part of attaching the front pieces together. And this pattern, I've made it so many times that even the hard, tricky bits are kind of like muscle memory, so that's kind of nice. But now I've sewn up the seams of the sleeves, and I'll be inserting the sleeves into the body, or at the arm side. And then I just need to attach the neckband here and sew up the hems, and then it's finished. So I think I will finish sewing that dress this morning. And then if I'm still not able to go into the city, or if I'm too tired, I will cut out those Edie tops and then maybe work on my coat project, but we'll see. We'll see. It is the afternoon now. I've just had lunch and I am almost done making this heather dress. I just need to finish attaching the neckband to the opening here at the neckline, and I've pinned it in place. But yeah, I need to sew that up and then finish the hems on the sleeves and the bottom hem. And then I'll be finished with this. But first, I'm gonna head into the city and head to a few different fabric shops and then also go to the haberdashery to get a bunch of things. I haven't actually told you what I'm looking for at the fabric shops, and it is a fabric for a wedding guest dress. So I'm invited to a wedding with my husband in the north of France, and there are a couple of friends of his that are getting married in May. And the color codes, so it's a suggestion. We don't have to follow the color codes, and I'm not part of the bridal party, but it's fun. And the colors are sage green, rose gold, and gold, I think. And I don't have any fabrics that fit that color code. And I don't really know what I want to make yet, but I don't really have fabrics that would suit anyway, and so I want to see what they have, because often the shops that I like to go to, especially in person in Paris, sell dead stock fabrics, and that means that they're leftover fabrics from fashion lines or factory productions. So it's sort of recycling before they get thrown out. They try and sell off whatever remaining fabric there is, and often they're combinations of different fibers. And so sometimes when I'm looking online, I can't really tell what that weave or that the texture of the fabric is going to be just from the fiber content and the weight. So I like to go and see, and often they have a lot more in shop than they do online, and so that's always interesting to go see. So I'm just gonna go browse. I don't know if I'll buy any fabric today, but I might. And then I do need to go to the haberdashery. I have a lot to get at the haberdashery. Let me get my samples here. I've got all of my swatches ready, so I always bring swatches to the haberdashery when I need to find matching thread and buttons, for example. And so I've got These two fabrics I need buttons for. This one I need a lining. These I need threads for, so I'm going to take them with me, bring some bags just in case, and get going. And I think that the situation with transportation has been cleared up, and so it won't be that bad. But I don't want to stay too long in the city. I don't want to get stuck in rush hour traffic getting home. So this is going to be really quick, and I've changed because it's really cold out. I'm now wearing my 2 of Wands cable knit sweater that I made last winter and my ginger jeans, if I can show you. Closet Core Patterns ginger jeans. And yeah, I'm gonna head out now. I'm back now, and ooh, it was cold. I'm thoroughly chilled, and so I'm making some tea now. But I was able to get to a few fabric shops in the center of the city. So by Châtelet, there are a few fabric shops that I like to go to, but they didn't really have what I was looking for. I think what I was looking for is a little bit more cotton and linen, or I mean, it's not quite the season yet. They still had their wools out, and especially more fall winter colors, a lot of browns, beige, gray, dark green, and so I didn't find anything that I wanted to work with, but that's okay. I think I'll just have to wait a little while longer and keep looking online. But I did make it to the haberdashery that I always go to, the Mercerie de Charonne. I'll put the address in the description below if you want to look it up. But I got all of the thread that I need to make my Edie tops. I've got thread for my coat project, and I especially got lining for my coat. I went with a navy blue lining to go with the sort of cornflower blue that'll be the coat, the outer shell, and then I got some interfacing for woolen fabrics. They have the best interfacing, and so I always get it there. And so yeah, I am ready. I have all of the materials I need for future projects until mid-spring, so I'm happy about that. But for now, I think that I'm going to sip my tea, finish making this heather dress, and I think I will end the vlog here because I'd very much like to take a nice hot bath, start to wind down and get ready for work tomorrow. And yeah, I don't think that I'll be showing any more of the process of this one just because I'm losing light and it's almost the end of the day and I do have a headache. But thank you for watching. I hope that you enjoyed seeing some of the process, even though this vlog was a little bit all over the place. It didn't turn out exactly as I wanted or imagined, and I didn't get to all the projects I was thinking of, although I do enjoy sometimes when I have extra time just sort of following my whims like this project, and I'll finish it tonight, so that'll be satisfactory. And now I feel a lot more motivation to tackle my coat project. So I think that I just needed something easy to sort of get motivated to tackle that project. So in a way, it did actually help me a lot. And so yeah, I hope you enjoyed watching. I hope you're all doing well, and I will see you again here soon. You will see this finished make in my next video, which will be my winter makes video. So stay tuned for that and subscribe if you aren't already. And then also like this video if you did like it. That does always help the channel. I hope that your winter is going well. Take care, and I'll see you again here soon. Bye-bye.